I'm back with another video today, and today just wanted to show off an Aces and Eights build that can actually beat one of my other builds for DPS, which is absolutely crazy, which is the Striker one that I first made. And this thing is just hitting for pretty much silly numbers. So I want to go through the build, and there's a couple of things to go through here, so we'll start off with the specialization. So starting off with the specialization, I'm using the Sharpshooter, unsurprisingly. That's just basically for the additional scope, the rifle damage and the sniper rifle damage. Flashbang grenades don't really help us so much, but they can be useful in some situations. Extra headshot damage, 15%, great. Extra stability, that's going to come in a lot of handy because we've got a weapon that just jumps around everywhere. Armor kits to remove status effect, that's kind of nice, you know, because you are a little bit squishy as that character, so any kind of status or bleed or anything like that carries on. Overthrow your med kit's going to waste it. The scanner, I've not really made much use of this yet, but I have some people using it. I guess it could be okay. And then the other things is that you get extra headshot damage, extra cover armor when you're in cover, excuse me. And then after 20 seconds you can regenerate some marksman rifle ammo, which is going to be very important because we're going to be using so much. Okay, so to start off with, there's two guns that I suggest to use with this. I'm just going to go over those first. So at the minute you can see that we're using the Commando. That's how we get our massive amounts of damage. However, if you're less confident with sniping and things like that, I'd highly recommend you to use just a standard SVD or, where are we? Just a normal paratrooper there, that's my other one. So, to look at the two compared, I have a paratrooper that has a lucky shot on it. That's what we're looking for, really, the lucky shot, which is great. And it's got a bit of armor damage on it, which is nice. Again, out of cover targets is probably a little better for a sniper. The difference between them is just lucky shot basically returns your shot after you miss. So that's great for people that are not too familiar with the gun, that are just getting used to it. Perfectly naked, however, is if you hit health, any kind of health, or a target with no armor, you're going to increase your headshot damage by 8%. So it's not really for the first kill, it's for the next one, and that's where we're going to see a massive surge in DPS. Like 50% headshot damage is like a lot, so we'll take use of that in just a minute, but for the moment we'll go with the standard one. The other gun I'm using is the Mantis, just because I have one spare. Could you use the Nemesis? Yes, of course you could. But I'm using the Mantis just because it's quick firing, and the chest piece has a talent that I want to synergize with. I'm using the Mozambique special. You could use whatever you want here. It's just the perfect breadbasket that basically kind of makes it nice because it's all about headshots. Okay, for the first piece, I'm wearing a Aces and Eights mask, and this has got 13.6 weapon damage, as this is like a test out set, so there's some stuff to be fixed. Headshot damage and headshot damage again, surprisingly. For the chest piece, I've got the Chain Killer, which is a Walker and Harris name piece. So for that, I've got 15% weapon damage, 8% weapon handling, which is everything, accuracy, stability, so that's nice. And then headshot damage and headshot damage plugged in. Okay. For the holster, I'm wearing the second pieces of Aces and Eights, which gives us 15% marksman rifle damage, 15% weapon damage, 10% headshot damage, unsurprisingly. For the knee pads, I'm wearing my first piece of Aroldi Holdings, giving me 10% marksman rifle damage, 13.3% weapon damage, headshot damage, and crit chance. I think if I could get a full roll of weapon damage and maybe weapon handling at the bottom, that would be nice. I'd like to change that crit damage for weapon handling, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, so on the gloves, same sort of format, 14.1% weapon damage, headshot damage, and this is our third piece, giving us 30% weapon damage. Now in the backpack, I've decided to go with the Aces and Eights backpack, just because it's really like a throwback to the old raid days where you used to have Aces and Eights, people pushing for Aces and Eights. And it's just for the talent, the Dead Man's Hand, flip a card when landing shots. So basically that's what we're doing with the SVD, we're flipping cards dead quickly, and then after 5 shots are fired, you'll get amplified damage by 30%, which is really, really nice. And you'll only get so many shots of that though. You get up 4, 3, 2. But what happens is, if we have ace in the sleeve, we actually get an additional shot, so that ups it to 5, 4 and 3 shots, which is kind of nice because obviously that's going to give us extra ammunition to shoot at that amplified damage. It's rolled just pretty much the same way, 15 weapon damage, headshot damage, nothing too special. For the skills, I'm using the Reviver Hive. In PvP, I'd take that off if I were to use this in PvP, but for PvE, definitely keep the Hive on, just gives us a chance of getting back and up again. And obviously the holographic distraction, because with the Mantis, if we get a kill with the Mantis, the talent will give us an additional one back. So that's kind of nice, and it's nice to synergize with that. So let's go down to the range, have a look at what it does, and see the range is on normal, so we need to just bump that up a little bit. Go to heroic. Awesome. Okay, so to start off with, the Mantis just works the same way as any other sniper build when you've got aces and eights on. You see we've got a complement of enemies here. We're not going to shoot at the gold one first because that's pretty armoured. So we'll start with the little red one. Bang, okay, we get some headshot damage. Don't forget to put your decoy out to draw some fire off you. Okay, and then we're going to go for the purple one and keep building up that damage on the targets and work up to the bigger enemy, because each time you kill an enemy you gain additional headshot damage. So basically with this, like I say, start off low, start on red, work your way up to purple, excuse me, and then if there's any gold, you know, go for your gold. But yeah, just don't try and shoot at the gold first, because this gun needs a kill to be able to do sort of big numbers. So let's go show that off a little bit. We'll pull a boss over here, and what we'll do is we'll repeat the process of building up damage. So we'll go for a red, we'll go for a gold with that damage. Whoops. Okay, and then we'll shoot this guy. 18 million. Okay, so if we keep shooting at the target, I guess we could get some extra numbers. So let's just keep having a little shot at it. Don't know why I'm moving in cover, but must be something to do with one of my sticks. Okay, 18 million. Let's just keep going, see what we get. 18 million. Okay. 18 million. So the DPS at the top's pretty high, like 9 million. 10 million with a Mantis, which is absolutely insane. Okay, so that's enough with that one. So what I was trying to show off was this other weapon as well, because the Mantis is good for range. However, you're going to leave yourself a bit open. Now, with the SVD, Paratrooper SVD, I'll give you a quick layout with this. I'm using stability, so stability like all across the board, just to make it so it's really stable when I'm shooting it. Got 5 extra rounds, so let's just show what this does. So if I miss a shot, no need to worry. I don't lose that shot, as you can see in the corner there. I'm not losing the shot. But where this gun really shines is just its DPS. And this is why it kind of used to get us through raid bosses really quick. Just keep an eye on the DPS counter. Okay, just reset. See where we're at now. Okay, so hitting like 12 million, which is about the same as Striker charged up, which is more than Glass Cannon. Okay, so we're hitting like a solid like 10, maybe 11, 12 there. But where it starts getting really silly, where the damage starts getting very, very silly, it's basically if you use either a headshot on here. So if we put some additional headshot damage on here, it can raise it up a bit. Okay, so let's see what we're hitting now, just on a solid. There you go, so 13 million, that's already beaten the Striker score. So, the thing with the Commando that a lot of people haven't really seen is it doesn't have the talents on it, so if you miss the shot, it's your boo-boo, basically. You're not going to make that up. If you lose the shots, your counter's going down and nothing's saving your ammo. But the sheer DPS that it has on the thing is just insane. So what we're doing is, we're grabbing quite a lot of extra headshot damage, 45 on the scope, and then stability. And this is just in theory, really, just to test DPS. Your best bet really is the other SVD that's got a lucky shot on. But just to show this off as a proof of concept. Okay, so let's just hit the thingy. Let's see what kind of DPS we're getting. Okay, 30 million. 40 million. Okay, start again. Okay, 13. So I'm just going to keep trying to get this as high as I can, because I think I've seen it up to like 17 million. Which is just absolutely... Oh, there you go. 19 million. That's just absolutely insane. I don't think anything's going to beat that. Like, 19 million right now. There's nothing that I can think of that will beat that kind of DPS. And this is the reason why people used to use the Aces and Eights build in the raid. So, just to go back over that, I'd definitely advise you using... this setup first, and then if you're feeling a bit more confident and you just want to see what the silly DPS can do. However, in most situations, you really do want to go with this setup, because I mean, that's still good enough, right? You know, you don't need all that headshot. I mean, like hitting 12-13 million DPS with a sniper rifle still well more off the wall than this very conditional 19 million that you might get. So it's better to take the 13 and not be put in that situation where you're probably going to miss. So go over the stat sheet, and I'll end this one here. So just very quickly, because we're running out of time. Okay, lucky shot for the SVD, in plain sight, and breadbasket on the pistol. Weapon damages and crit hit chances will all be seen on screen here, so pause the video if you want to take a look. Most importantly, 264 headshot damage and 304 headshot damage on the Mantis. It's quite a lot. Okay, so damage, 101 weapon damage and 54 marksman rifle damage, so we're to a point smacking basically. Ace in the sleeve for one extra shot. Perfect headhunter, giving us all important 1250 extra raised headshot damage if we've got greater than 150, and a ho 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 we do. The gear pieces that are involved in the set, so just stacking up. Marksman rifle damage and headshot damage is a second. Okay, low armor, really squishy, just low health. Wouldn't recommend rushing straight in. High tier skill, just one. It's just got one shot to pick you up, so don't be too risky. And your decoy, remember, throw it down, get them to shoot at that first. That'll help you. Okay. Alright, well, hopefully that was an interesting build. And that's the old Aces build that people used to shout when they'd get aces. Okay, so there you go. Thanks again, subscribe, and see you in the next one.